Hello, statistics student. This video is to help you with this task of data collection and data check-in in step 3 of your project. So by this time, you should have completed your project plan. You have you have set up a Google form to collect data, and you should have gotten some responses from whoever that you sent to or you have collected on campus. So you have data ready or some data ready. So we're going to work on preparing your data so you can um, work on creating your project presentation. So this is if you want to follow with the notes is here. And after you prepare your data, then you can move on to prepare your Google Slides. And this is the Google Slide template. If you want to use that, you can also create your own Google Slides or whatever presentation or PowerPoint presentation that you want to. So the first things you want to do, so this step is for you to get your data ready. Okay. So first you would have to go back to your Google form. Look at the form that you have created. For me, this would be the form. I think this is the one. This is the one. Yes. So this is the one that I created and I sent it to a lot of students and I collected a lot of data. How do I know? If you look at the responses here, it say 82. That means 82 people has done this survey and the data is already there. So what you can do is if you are comfortable with what you have so far, you think that you have enough data, you can just take a look, okay? And then if this is what you want, you can actually look at the data. You can turn the accepting responses off, then you don't have to worry that, oh, how come I have more data you know, or you can just leave it on like what I did. Okay, so where do you get access to your data? No, your data is kind of summarized up below here, but these are not the graph that we want. What happened is they summarize for each question only. So for example, the first question I asked is the age, which is to split my sample into two population. But they just tell me how many is in each population. And then the second question is about what types of drama they like to watch most. They don't separate it according to the age. So these are summary per question. It's not like they don't split it up for you. So we need to do some like extracting or separating the data so you can have two sample, one from each population. So this is what this steps is about. So how do you get your data? You click on after you click on responses, and if you are comfortable with the number of responses that you have, if you have too low a response, what I'm saying is lower than 60 total, because you have two population, each one of them preferably should have 30 plus responses. So if you're comfortable with the number that you have, like what I have, 80 something, then you're ready to look at your data. So there should be a green button here that's contain your data in a Google Sheets already. So because I have clicked on it before, so I would just say view in Sheets. But if you have not clicked on it before, they would ask you, do you want to create it? You would say yes, you want to create it that way. You can also download your response in the CSV file, but I think it's easier if you work on Google Sheets. So once you click on it, so this is a Google Sheet file, just like an Excel spreadsheet. The first worksheet is called form response. If you look at if I move it down a little bit, you can see the worksheet is here. So usually what I do would be I would not work on this file because I don't want to damage anything. I don't want anything to get lost or get altered. So I usually would just be make a copy, right? So you can make a copy here to copy it to another file so you can work on it. And that's what I did. I think I have a copy already done here, and you can access this copy from your project, one of the project page then you can take a look. So this is not the original response, but a copy of the response. So it's very clear that it is a copy. It also have one worksheet. So what you want to do is copy all the data so you can separate, so except the timestamp, okay? So highlight all the data, but not the first column, which is the timestamp. You're not interested in the timestamp. And then copy it. Oh, gosh, not very good. Highlight including the header. Oh, how come that one is? I make a copy, and then I add a worksheet. So this is there's a name for it. You would say rename copy up food data. This has everything, and then you paste it. Control V, paste it. You might at this point you can change it, right? So this is age is fine, and then this is about the which do you like to. I think I want to do video. I just want to make the header more meaningful, hours, or make it shorter. How many units, right? I don't want the header to be that long. So then the next things you want to do is sort this worksheet. You want to highlight all of them again. So don't do it in the original one because that's the one you can go back. Okay. Always do your stuff in a new one. So this would be the one that I want to do, and I want to sort them because I want to extract 2 sample from it. Right now it's just like one big sample. So where do? I do sort range, advanced sort range. And I tell them that my data has header and I want to sort by age. Just that one. I don't want to sort another column, and I do sorts. So then compared to the original one, so the original one would have, you look at the original one, it will be 25 or under 25 under 515. Yeah, it's still 515, so it doesn't move it. But the third one, the original one was, the fourth one is over 25 to 13, right? So that one will be gone. You don't see the fourth one, you don't see 213, but it would be 25 and under would be here. 213 will be moved all the way. So when you sort it, just make sure you select all the columns so that each entry, each row will be moved together. Otherwise, your data is all screwed up. And then so this would be, I would have all the younger data from 1 to 64 and all the older students' data at the bottom. Now I'm going to just copy the second and the third column for the younger one, 64, right? Up to here, I'll copy this to a new worksheet that say younger. Okay, let's paste it first. Control V. I don't need the age anymore because I know that this is the younger data. And I would do another one, which is for the older data, rename older. So you need to keep track, okay? So, and then I would do the same thing for the older, copy, and then Control V. Oh, but the problem with this one is I lost the header. So I'm going to copy the header and move it back to insert row above. Control V. So yeah, so it would have the same header, and this is all for the older students at the bottom of the original full data page or full data worksheet, right? So this is, in this way, I would have 3 types of data, the categorical data and 2 quantitative data for the younger in one worksheet. And then I would have the same thing, the categorical data and 2 numerical data in the second worksheet. So these are the 2 that I will work on to create my project report and Google's and presentation slides. Okay, so at this step is what you need to do before you can proceed to do the presentation slides. So because you cannot work on anything if the data are all mixed together, like you have some older students answer and some younger student answer. Okay, after that, you also should look at your data to see if there's anything that is weird. For example, the number of hours you watch per day. I think this is per day for video. If someone get 50 hours per day, or is it per week? Is it a per week or per day? I forgot. Look at my Google form. The question, what was it? How many hours do you watch? Oh, per week. Yeah, okay. So you look at the answer that you have. If the answer is like exceedingly unreasonable, like out of 24 hours in a day, they watch 21 hours, that doesn't make sense. Or someone is taking 100 unit classes in DVC. So look at your data and clean those up. If you think that they are a mistakes or it's a prank or just maybe someone misunderstood your question, they enter something that's really wrong. Maybe they think that it is minutes instead of hours, right? So you would need to delete them. Okay, so do delete things that doesn't make sense. Okay, so that is the second step you do. For me, I don't think there is anything unusual. Someone say they watch 50 hours per week. I don't know if it's really too much. And then there's another one that do gaming for 48 hours per week. That means like kind of 5 or 6 hours. Yeah, but they are a lot, but it's not an error, so you don't have to delete them. And then for the older one, is there anything unusual? There's nothing much unusual. So you should not have any like unclean data or like wrong data if you have the uh, response validation enforced so that there's no negative number or like words or whatever. So at this point, you can start to work on your Google presentation.